I can dip in mine and share Shannon's.
Sure.
We'll just do that. Yeah, you. So the design standards on this table, we have columned out what Blue Springs currently has as a design standard, which is, it's pretty much one item. And it has to do with exterior materials, with that of Lee Summit, Liberty, Olathe, and Overland Park. Overland Park National is the most intensive. They have a 57-page document that refers to just multifamily design standards. Liberty was, relatively speaking, fairly basic. Lee Summits was also very basic. Olathe got more complex. With issues particularly of interest, I think, probably to our task force would be things like mass and form, details, exterior materials, four-sided architecture, placement, natural features. I tend to think that probably the Vista and View corridors are not as much interest.
Well, there are actually, we have 4 different sections
Mm-hmm.
to look at, or I can have 4 different pages, but
But there are sections.
6 different sections. The first page is the building design, second is the site design, third is the open space. That gets more what we were talking about.
Mhm.
And then lighting, parking, and then just kind of catch all other.
Other considerations.
So these are all the design areas that we can look at. Again, these are ones that at one point or another, a community listed here has some information on that.
I'm looking at Lee Summits and you were saying, I'm not really seeing a whole lot written in Lee Summits regarding design
No,
standards.
they
When
have
it's blank, that means there's nothing.
They have more regarding just the site design itself and some more with open space. But actual building design, again, Overland Park, Olathe have a lot more in that regard.
I guess I'm looking for an opinion from Michael on four-sided architecture. You know, I like the idea of the four-sided architecture because people who live there are gonna be seeing all sides of it. I like the use of natural features in Olathe. I know they're saying this is more, it's not as detailed as Overland Parks, but Olathe seems to be laying it out pretty clearly as far as what's expected, especially with the porches and the facades and,
The
and the building
Liberty.
materials are looser.
I'm sorry. The Liberty, code with respect to four-sided architecture is very good too. Where it states wherever possible, entryways and windows shall be articulated on all elevations to create a welcoming image. And uninterrupted elevation shall be broken up with architectural details. Blank walls shall be avoided.
75% too high a standard. Olathe has got 75% decorative masonry, stone, stucco. Is that too high a standard, or is that about where we should be?
75% is,
Sounds high.
it's high.
That is high.
That's extremely high. The four-sided architecture, on apartment complexes, mostly they're all gonna be pretty much four-sided architecture anyways, but you get on townhomes and fourplexes, duplexes, do they really need to be four-sided architecture? I mean, yeah.
Because I'm thinking about the ones that are before the neighborhood I live in, and you see it from all angles.
And in Chicago,
No, here, in Blue Springs.
Where?
Stonehaven.
Stonehaven.
When you're pulling down Richwood, you can see the back of the buildings, you can see the side of the buildings.
Do they have stone all the way around?
No.
Well, if you,
Your house is a four-sided architecture.
It looks the same on all four sides.
You have stone and the same material that you have in the front, you have on all four sides.
So you're thinking in the TF zoning, probably less stringent, more like single family?
Yeah. I'm just stating that what what's your guys' qualifications on four-sided architecture? From what I understand, four-sided architecture is you're gonna have all the materials that you use on either side all the way around it.
Yeah.
I just don't wanna give it up down the line on somebody else to come in or whatever and has another view of what we have put down on here, that you need to have four-sided architecture, you need all the materials on all four sides.
Well,
Well,
at
Well,
the
it's
same level
apparent
as.
though that Lee Summit, Liberty, Olathe, and Overland Park feel it's important.
But it doesn't
Well, I
necessarily
think
have to be.
these summits is three-sided, aren't they?
Mm,
It says,
Lee
no,
Summit
it
is
says compatible on all sides.
Both
So-
sides. And when they talk about compatibility, it doesn't necessarily have to be masonry on all four sides, because I understand that the cost requirements of things and fields.
Exactly.
But what they're asking for in Lee Summit, Liberty, Olathe, and Overland Park is that you don't have blank walls. When you have an elevation,
breaking things up,
there
okay.
needs to be some sort of design element included. Whether it is, you know, a change in, you have a change in building face. You can have a variety of different things. You can put, you know, like the decorative shingling up in the eaves part, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the same material all the way around the house, but it has to be compatible. So
I don't have a problem
yeah.
with that if that's
So you
what.
can't have one side being brick and the other side being stucco. you know?
Where does it show on there, what is it?
Well, I just like the way it's stated.
But the exterior material.
Our four-sided architecture. Seems to be fairly clear.
Well, Overland Park says it pretty simply with that all sides shall display similar quality and architectural interest. I think the important point to make is that majority of the architectural features shall not be restricted to a single facade.
Mhm.
So it's not all front loaded.
Broken up
Right.
arch.
Yeah, that's
a
fine,
good
and then when
idea.
you use terms such as welcoming and some of these high quality, still, that means that you've gotta define it, so. yeah.
I don't have a problem with the Liberty one. That's
I
good.
like Liberty's the best because I think the 75% is a very high standard, you know, as far as the building materials that they were saying you have to use. I think Liberty's is not as restrictive as Overland Park, but a little more restrictive than Lee
Are
Summit.
you still on four-sided?
Where were you?
Four-sided, I'm looking at building
Four-sided
materials
and
and four-sided.
exterior.
I like Liberty.
Liberty. Okay, four-sided.
What about the issue on the vinyl siding? It's been brought up so many times.
I don't know if you
Like
even
we
create a
strongly
welcoming image, I
discourage.
just think it's articulated on elevations.
In Olathe, they have vinyl siding strongly discouraged, and in Overland Park, it's not allowed at all.
Or would you-
In Liberty, it is allowed. And Lee Summit, they don't have anything about.
Olathe, it's allowed too, which is discouraged.
That's right, it's discouraged, strongly discouraged.
Because I don't have an aversion to vinyl siding like a lot of people do it, you know, in the Chicago area because we don't have hail and you have very expensive homes with vinyl siding. I mean, I know the homes here, I think because of the weather conditions, we don't really.
The new vinyl siding is definitely shattered like they used to.
Yeah, I don't,
It's
you all have to
pretty
enter
durable,
that
so-
discussion, but I don't have a particular aversion to
Better
vinyl
than crappy
siding.
mason on house.
Or you know, and it's easier for homeowners to maintain, you know, than having to paint it every couple of years.
They got it put a roof in now.
Oh, absolutely.
So are we pretty much agreed that we like pretty much Olathe, Liberties at this point? I know we're gonna get farther into it, but at this point, are we kinda liking Liberties standards best?
For the four-sided architecture?
Uh-huh.
Yes. I think their exterior materials is also good.
Yeah, and we'll look up at we all kind of agree on the exterior materials too, with the stone, brick, and wood, but it's not giving a percentage like Olathe.
I like that.
You just wanna walk through all these individually?
Yeah,
or-
I think so, cause on D details, we really don't have a full explanation of liberties.